Have politicians ever cared about the people in which they say they served, or the state in which they serve? Absolutely, positively not. You might say, well, that's a brash statement. That is a very bold statement to make, brother teacher. No, it's not. Show me, show us where they have cared and where they have actually done something to help the communities in which they serve. Let me tell you what I know. I'm not speaking simply from the standpoint of a black individual, speaking from the standpoint of an American, a military veteran, a business owner, a father, a grandfather, a man, a fellow human being. And here's my perception, my observation. As long as I have at least been an adult, I have seen men and women, politicians, run for offices. And I've heard them promise the moon. And as I've grown, gotten older, I've seen men and women politicians promising the moon, saying that they're going to help build more businesses, more industries, and put more people to work. They're going to help with the welfare system. They're going to help the poor people, the veterans, and so on. You can fill in anything in that you want to fill in those other spaces in your mind. But here's the point that I'm getting at. Once they are elected, they don't do anything that they said that they were going to do. All they wanted to do was to run on a platform, give us the impression that they were representing whatever our issues were. Once they get in office, they totally dismiss what they said they were going to do. They are not bound to their so-called rhetoric. That is what I have observed in all of these many years. Now, if you've seen something different, then please let us all know. I know some people say, well, you know, the employment rate is better. It's more jobs. Let's say that's true statistically. But it's more jobs for whom? Do we break it down and say, well, Latino American, Asian Americans, Black Americans, White Americans, and say, well, here's the jobs across the board. So in terms of disparages, black folks versus white folks in jobs, for example, are there very many more black people at work now since that particular politician got into office after they have touted that they were going to help increase jobs? Or are there more whites and others who are working now versus the amount of blacks? You can do the statistics if you like. I don't like to spin my wheels and waste my time on things that make no sense at all. All you have to do is look around the community in which you live. And hopefully you can open your eyes and see everyone in the community. And hopefully you're not in a gated community where it's just folks like you that are people who are upper echelon, because all you're going to see is people who've made it. But when you get out from your comfort zone, so to speak, and you see everyone go into downtown, go into some rural areas, go into some suburbs and so on and so forth, and get a big picture of everyone, and then you make your conclusion and say, well, how many people are actually working, who have gainful employment, who are even in good jobs that's other than pizza joints and McDonald's and Taco Bell and Wendy's and so on and so forth? That's not a real job in today's world, because it takes 2 or 3 incomes to take care of a family these days. So what have these politicians actually done for us? Nothing. So our voting is, what I'm saying in essence, is for naught. We vote wasting our time on politicians to do something for us when they're really in all actuality doing something for them. Because once they make it to that first stage, they'll be asking for your vote to get them to the next place in office or the next plateau in their own careers, so that they can make more money and become more powerful and hopefully be in the state house and maybe even go into the White House one day. But down here on this level, what level are you talking about? I'm talking about the poor, the working poor, the middle class, so-called middle class. Down here on this level, politicians are doing nothing, have done nothing, will do nothing for us. So it behooves us to do for us. This is Brother Teacher. What do you think about this?